Good morning, class. So, class, as you know that we are doing your chapter comparing quantities. So, in that chapter, we have discussed about ratio and proportion. Okay. So now today's topic is unitary method. Okay. So unitary method is further divided into three parts. So first part is direct variation. Okay. Second part is indirect variation. Indirect variation. Okay. And third and last part is we use it in a percentage form. In a question of percentage also. So unitary method has three types. These three types. Okay. So actually the meaning of unitary method is that when we take some quantity in 1 unit, like suppose we have 12 dozens of banana. Suppose we have 12 dozen banana and cost of 12 dozen banana is 720 rupees. So next our question is that find the cost of 15 dozen of banana. Okay. So how we can solve it? We will solve it by unitary method. Firstly, we will divide 720 with 12, right? So we will firstly convert it into 1 unit, right? So firstly we will divide 720 with 12. So 12 6 are 72 and 60. So here is 60 rupees of cost of 1 dozen of banana, right? So then we will find by multiplying this into 15, we will find the cost of 15 dozen of banana. So this is the cost of 1 dozen of banana, right? And this is the cost of 15 dozen of banana. 15 6 are 90 and 0 will come, so 900, right? So if we want to convert this full form in a sign of proportion, then we can write 12 dozen of bananas cost is 720. That will proportion to 15 dozen of banana cost is 900. Okay. So here you can see that 12 dozen cost is 720 and 15 dozen cost is 900, right? 12 dozen of bananas cost 720 and 15 dozen of banana cost 900. Here you can see that if the quantity is increasing, then its cost is also increasing. Okay, quantity increasing, then cost is also increasing. If the quantity is decreasing, then the cost will be obviously decreasing. So this is called your first concept, direct variation, right? So regarding the direct proportion, I will give you one more example. Okay, so we will do next question again regarding it, that is 18 ratio 27 proportion 34 ratio x, right? So firstly again as per that method find the value of x. So x will be equal to 27 into 34 divided by 18. Okay, so now here is 9, here will be 17, 9 1 are 9, 9 3 are 27 and 17 3 are 51. So x is equal to 51 here. Now one more thing I want to explain in this sum, that now your proportion is 8 ratio 27 and proportion 34 ratio 51. Now you all know that we can write 18 over 27 in one side and 34 over 51 in another side. Now you have to check its ratio. Like when you cut this by 9, 9 2 are 18 you will get, and 9 3 are 27. So here by table of 17, so 17 2 are 34, 17 3 are 51. So I mean to say we get in both sides 2 by 3, 2 by 3. So it means their ratios are same. If the ratios are same, then you can say this is in a direct proportion. So this is a second method, how to find the numbers are in direct proportion, right? So now I will discuss about indirect variation or indirect proportion, right? So indirect variation, right? So regarding the indirect variation, my question is 6 8 proportion 8 ratio x. Okay, so firstly find the value of x. So x will be equal to 8 into 8 divided by 6. So here is a 3, here will be 4, you will get 32 here, divided by 3. So when you simplify it, when you divide it, you will get approximately 10.66, because 6 is repeating in this case, and your final proportion will be 6 ratio 8 proportion 8 ratio 10 ratio, sorry, 8 ratio 10.66. So now here you can see your first concept that I explained, that if 6 is increased by 2 and 6 have a power now 8. So if 6 is increasing here, then 8 is also increased by this. How you can find the indirect variation here? So here you have to do this method again. You have to find the ratio. So find the ratio of 6 and 8 firstly. When you divide 6 by 8, you will get 3 over 4. And when you divide 8 by 10.6, when you divide these two numbers, you can't get a 3 by 4. Okay, if you simplify it, you can find it. Okay, you will not get a 3 by 4 here. It means if the ratios are not same, then the variation is a indirect variation. Okay, so now in next portion we will do the question regarding the direct and indirect proportion. Okay, from your exercise. So your question is, in the case of direct variation, if they give you this type of box, and in the box if they write x and y inside the box, here is a 4, here is 20, here is 7, and here is 55, and here is 70. Okay, so our question is, we have to find the value of this x and this y. Okay, if these proportion are in directly form, if these variations are directly variations, then we have to find the value of x and y. So class, suppose here is x and here is y, here you can say again z. So first of all we have to find the value of x here. Okay, they given us 4, 27 and x. So in first case we have to find this portion only, right? So firstly we will write 4 over 20 is equal to 7 over x. Okay, so here you have to do cross multiply and you will find the value of x firstly. So value of x will be, here is 4x is equal to 20 into 7. So x will be equal to 20 into 7 divided by 4, and 4 5 are 20. So 5 7 are 35, right? So here now you can write the value of x is 35. Value of x is 35. So now you have to find the value of y again. So here in the second portion, you know that now in the second portion is 7 over 35 because we have found the value of x. So here is in second case 7 over 35 is equal to y upon 55. So now by the cross multiply we have to find the value of y, right? So here now cross multiply again, this by this and this by this. So in this side you will get 7 multiplied by 55 is equal to 35 multiplied by y. So in case of y you will find that 7 into 55 divided by 35. So 7 1 are 7, 7 5 are 35, 5 1 are 5, 5 11 are 55. So finally you will get value of y is 11, right? So now third case, this one, you can say we have to find the value of z now. So you know that y value is 11, you know that x value is 35. Okay, so find the value of z now. So here is 11 over 55 is equal to 17 over z. Okay, so now here is, you will cross multiply again third time. Okay, so here you will get 11z is equal to 17 into 55. So z will be equal to 17 into 55 divided by 11. So 11 5 are 55 and 17 5 are 85. So this is the final value, this is the value of z. So now in the question, if they are saying that this is the direct proportion, this is the direct variation, in the starting they are saying na, if this is a direct variation. So we have found the all answers, but I want to know you one thing more, that if you divide 4 by 20 you will get a ratio 1/5. So if you divide 7 by 35 you will get a ratio 1/5. Again 11/55 you will get 1/5, and 17 over 85 you will get again 1/5. It means you will get 1/5, 1/5, 1/5 in all the cases. So it is a direct variation, right? So now class we will do block question regarding the inverse variation. So in this question we have to find the value of x and y again, but in this portion they are saying that the value of x and y is varying inversely, right? So I will write the value of x and y firstly. 15 here, 52, 13, and here you can say y. Next x you can say here is 156, here is 4, and here is y. Okay, so now again the same method, it will be little change now. So in the case of direct variation, you have found the value like this. You write 50 upon 15 upon 52 is equal to 13 upon y, and you get the value of y by cross multiplication. But in this case the concept is change. Now you have to write these two values in upper side. You have to do upper side multiplication, not a cross multiplication. You have to do upper side multiplication, means 52 into 15 and y into 13, and at the place of line you will write sign of equation, sign of equal to. Okay, so here if you write 15 multiplied by 52 is equal to y multiplied by 13, so it is a inverse variation, right? So it is a method to find the inverse variation, right? So here you will find the value of y now. So y will be is equal to 15 into 52 divided by 13. 13 1 are 13 and 13 4 are 52, and y will be is equal to 15 4 are 60. Okay, so first of all we have found y is equal to, you can say, 60. So next case, in the next case again you have to find the value of x by the same method. Again in second case you will multiply 60 into 13. 60 into 13 is equal to 156 into x. So here by simplification you will get x is equal to 60 multiplied by 13 divided by 156. So by cutting you will get 30 here firstly, here you will get 7 and 8. Again by cutting you will get 15 here, and here you will get 3 and 9, and 13 1 are 13, 13 3 are 39, and 3 1 are 3, 3 5 are 15. Okay, so here the value of x you have get 5. Okay, so at the place of x you can write 5 here. So now if the 5 is here, so you have to find the value of last y. So 5 multiplied by 156, again by same method, it will be equal to 4 multiplied by y. Okay, so y will be equal to 5 into 156 divided by 4. So here will be 2, here will be 78 again. 2 1 are 2, and 2 3 are 6, 2 9 are 18. So 39 when you multiply by 5, what you will get? 9 5 are 45, and 5 3 are 15 plus 4 19. So y value you will get 195. So here I want to explain one more thing as per the case of direct variation. If here you will find the ratio 15 upon 52, 13 upon 60, you will not get a same ratio like the direct variation. You can do it. Here you can do cutting by 3, 15 cutting, you can do cutting of 15 by 3, but you can't cut the 52 by 3. Okay, so here you will get a different variation, different ratios, not a same ratio as per the direct variation. Okay, so this is the change between direct variation and indirect variation, right? So up to this part, up to third part class you have to do now. Okay, so left part we will do in your live class, right? So thank you for watching the